What's going on, guys? This is Foresight Capital, and today we're going to take a look at Palantir's price action from the last week and talk about the crazy volatility that we've been seeing. We're going to talk about a new contract that was signed late last week, and we're also going to give some updated dates for Q4 earnings and thus the lockup expiration period. So you're definitely going to want to stick around till the end for that, because it's going to change how you're going to play the stock if you're trading options or if you're looking to buy in right before earnings. All that I ask is that if this video brings you value, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, consider subscribing because it really helps this channel grow. Now, it's been about a week since I made a video, and if you've yet to check out the Discord, definitely check that out in the link in the description below. We've got almost 200 members. It's growing rapidly all the time, and there are a ton of great conversations going on every day. I put out watch lists all the time of stocks that I'm watching that aren't just Palantir, but a ton of great stock picks, along with their charts and when I'm looking to buy or sell. And there's just a ton of great conversations going on. It's been very active in there, so if you're interested in checking that out, it's in the link in the description below. And lastly, if you're considering making a broker switch, consider checking out Webull. If you sign up for a new account using the link in the description below and deposit just $100, they will give you 2 free stocks valued at up to $1,600, which could be a great way to get started in your new brokerage account. So we're first going to break down a little bit of the price action that we've seen over the past week. And I know a ton of you don't believe in technicals on this stock, but it's been following things pretty closely with how we've drawn them out over the past couple of weeks. So the last time that I made a video was just the day before demo day, and we saw some crazy breakout above $33.50 per share, with volatility anywhere from all the way up to almost $40 per share, all the way down to about $30 per share, and then settled for the next couple of days trading above $33.50 per share. That was the previous all-time high that was set back towards the end of November and has been a very big level that Palantir needed to break and hold above. And we can see over the past couple of trading days, we've been setting lower highs and lower lows until today we actually busted back down below $33.50 on a pretty red day, seeing about 8% decrease in price. But if we take a look at this Fibonacci retracement that's been drawn here, and that was from the previous all-time high down to the low of the current trend that we're in, we can see that we're sitting right at about the 78.6% retracement level. That's right where Palantir closed. If we extend this line out just a little bit, we can see that that's almost exactly where Palantir closed for the day. 78.6% tends to be a big reversal point, so if we are going to see a reversal in Palantir's price action, it's likely going to open right around that level and then start yet another push back towards $33.50. Now that we have broken and closed below $33.50 per share, we're likely going to see that used as resistance at least for a small portion of time yet again before ultimately breaking above it, unless we can get a gap open like we did previously when breaking above it, where we don't even really have to worry about pushing through it throughout the day because the market actually opens above that level. So we'll see how that plays out over the next couple of days. I'm still bullish on Palantir, but I've mentioned in past videos that its current valuation is a bit high realistically for its sales. However, they're currently stacking a lot of great contracts, so they're building up the revenue and really growing into the valuation. But we've currently got about a $53 billion market cap, which might be just a bit high, and we need to grow into that. Now, I won't hold it too late into the video, but I want to talk about the updated earnings announcement, because in previous videos I mentioned that they were targeting February 11th to actually have their Q4 earnings report, which would cause the lockup period to actually happen on February 15th. But we can see here that according to Yahoo Finance, as of Tuesday, February 2nd at about 4:22 p.m., Palantir announced that it will release its fourth quarter and fiscal year ended December 31st, 2020 results on Tuesday, February 16th, 2021. So they've actually pushed the date back about 5 days from when it was expected, at least according to the NASDAQ website, as to when they'll actually announce earnings. And if we take a look back at their S1, which I don't have pulled up here, but if you take a look back at it, you'll see that they mentioned that the lockup expiration date is the third trading day after earnings. Since this is a Tuesday, that means that the new lockup expiration date should be February 19th, which is actually a Friday. So if you're trading options specifically, you're going to pay high implied volatility and high premiums to buy these options if you're buying calls because of earnings, but you also have to watch out for the potential decrease in price that could happen when 80% of the total shares available for Palantir actually hit the market. So just something that you want to pay very close attention to if you're trading options, and if you're buying the stock and looking to make a quick dollar and not really hang on to it through expiration. Definitely have in mind February 16th for earnings and February 19th for the lockup expiration. So I've actually pulled up Palantir here on FinViz, which is another website that I really like to use. And what we've seen a lot of recently is people are very interested in the total short float of companies and looking for stocks to actually short squeeze. And Palantir is by no means a small cap stock, so it's pretty hard to move the price in this anyway. But I had some questions about what Palantir's overall short float is. FinViz is great for this, and as we can see here, they have about 1.65 billion shares outstanding, with about 1.06 billion of those being tradable, meaning that the rest of them are currently locked up in employee holdings and executive holdings or other sorts of contracts. We can see here that the short float for Palantir is about 9.31%. Now, that is actually somewhat high. A lot of stocks are actually trading in the roughly 5 to 7% range, so it's maybe about 25% higher than other stocks, but it's by no means high. In fact, you're not really considered to have a high short float until about 25 or 20 to 25% of your total shares outstanding. So I don't think that we're going to see major short squeezes in Palantir. If we take a look back at the price, really what we were seeing on these days where we had major increases in price wasn't necessarily a short squeeze, but actually very interested buyers who were coming in potentially as a result of what was seen and announced during demo day to buy up the stock and ultimately push the price higher. I don't think this was actually shorts covering their stock at all, at least not according to the total short float in the company. So that's very promising for Palantir moving forward, that the buying action within Palantir isn't necessarily shorts being forced to cover because the price went up a couple dollars, but actually because we've got genuinely interested buyers in this stock who are coming in and bidding up the price. Now, it seems that that's faded a bit over the past couple of days, but from a technical level, everything looks fine here. We've still got the long-term uptrend intact. And yes, we've broken below 33.50, which is a significant pricing level, but we can see here that we're going to be wedged in between those two prices in the coming days. And actually, the tightest part of the wedge is going to come just before earnings on February 11th. So we could potentially head into earnings with a very bullish pattern intact if we squeeze to the upside. And even if we fall to the downside, we know we've got this 2770 level that we've been talking about for a very long time that's potentially an even higher key pricing level. So there's a lot going on with the technical side of things. It still seems to be in a bullish pattern, even though we've had a bit of a bearish break just over the past trading day. But it's great to see that there are a ton of buyers still in the stock, and I'm still bullish on Palantir in the long run. I don't love to give price targets just because people come in, and if it's not correct the next day, there's a lot of negative comments. Please do leave comments, though, because it definitely helps out with the algorithm. And last thing that I want to talk about here is actually from January 8th. It's a bit of old news at this point, but it's something that I haven't mentioned since I haven't made my video, my last video on Palantir since this date, and that's that Palantir was able to secure a new multi-year enterprise agreement for its Foundry platform with Rio Tinto, which is one of the world's leading mining and metals corporations. Now, they didn't announce any sort of revenue projections, but they actually did mention that it was a substantial contract, and it is a multi-year contract. So hopefully this is building up the revenue base even more for 2021 and helping grow some of those revenue projections, because we know that they were projected about a month ago from analysts to be in the $1.4 billion range in total revenue in 2021, but it seems that they've been picking up a lot of contracts that could push that up to 1.6 or 1.7. So we'll see how this plays out over the next couple of weeks, but I did want to mention this particular contract, and I'll actually link the article from the Business Wire in the description below in case you want to check that out, or you can find it pretty easily on Palantir's website. So I know that this video ran a little long. There was a ton to cover, and I really want to make at least one more Palantir video throughout the week. But I'm also trying to branch out the videos that I'm making. I've had some requests in the Discord to do some more technical and fundamental analysis style videos. Those tend to not get a ton of views on this channel, but it's something that I want to branch out into. So if you've watched until the end, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not, and also leave a comment down below on what sort of videos you want to see me make in the future that aren't about specific stocks, but more so about learning how to invest, specific platforms, specific research tools. I'm really open to a lot of suggestions. But again, I really appreciate you watching until the end. Don't forget to check out the Discord or get your free stocks with Webull. Thanks for stopping by, and catch you in the next one.